Damned, Damned, Damned is the debut album by The Damned, and it came out on the 18th of February 1977, making it the first album ever released by a UK punk band. The Damned formed barely a year prior to the release of their first album, as it was only in 1976 when they snapped up singer Dave Vanian. Sid Vicious was also shortlisted, but he didn't turn up to the singing audition. How rude. In October of that very year, the band released the single New Rose, which charted at 81 in their home country, and this encouraged them to record and release the inevitable album as quickly as possible. Not much was expected from Damned, 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 but it somehow got to 36 on the UK albums chart. As a result, they got to open for T-Rex on the glam rock band's final tour. It seems like this record didn't get much press back in its day, but modern day reviews have been universally positive. It is seen as a groundbreaking album with more musical integrity than some of its punk brethren. Damned, Damned, Damned was recorded at Pathway Studio, and it was produced by Nick Lowe. As expected, it sounds stripped down, grainy and harsh, and that's why it's awesome. Punk first existed as an antidote to the gaudy, overproduced disco bumwash that your parents like, and the tattered recording sound reflects this perfectly. It also fits the abrasive, snarling music like a glove. Brian James is the guitarist and chief songwriter, and his machine gun-like guitar work is beautiful noise to behold. Unlike his contemporaries, he knows more than 4 chords, and his songwriting is full of wit too. Dave Vanian's vocals are excellent because of how different they are to what you were probably expecting from an album in this genre from this exact year. Instead of just shouting stuff, he prefers to croon delicately as well. The drummer, nicknamed Rat Scabies, really stands out on this album for his furious style. As a drummer myself, it usually annoys the hell out of me when drummers play oodles of unnecessary fills, but it works for this album because it's intentionally messy, so he's not going to be ruining any beautiful ballads. Basically, his over-the-top drum work just goes hand in hand with the very laid-back, messy, and aggressive music being played. Lastly, bassist Captain Sensible, which is just a pseudonym, opens his account successfully too, as he really keeps the band in line with his awesome grooves. He's the very first member you hear, and I absolutely love how he opens Damned, Damned, Damned. A music video was made for New Rose, featuring the band playing in a garage. I really like this video because it feels humble, and watching it just makes me want to start a band myself. Just seeing these professionals in a pokey garage rocking out feels like something that I could easily organise. Well, maybe someday. All in all, Damned, Damned, Damned is a real hidden gem. The Sex Pistols quickly overtook the Damned in terms of popularity, but it's pretty obvious that the Damned had way more talent. Despite the fact that this is an early punk album, not all of the songs sound the same. Many of them are the typical fast numbers that you'd expect, but there are some seriously out there ones, such as the gothic sounding Feel the Pain, the 1-minute structureless explosion Stab Your Back, and the slow groove of Fan Club. A bit more variety would have made it one of my favourite albums ever, but still, at least there is some variety, unlike Nevermind the Bollocks. The songs are incredibly fiery, but genuinely catchy at the same time, and it's clear that the band cared way more about their music than their message. At the end of the day, The Damned set out to make an album that was nothing like what the general public had heard before, and have fun doing so. And they succeeded with flying colours.